Welcome to Full Tilt Vegas. We're here at World Market Center with Go Live Vegas. We're here. I got Brett.
Yep.
And I got Aaron.
Yo.
So we're here. You can get my book. It's in the book Winning Ways. Blackjack, Craps, and Roulette. Any questions? Anybody want to call in? I don't know if you can call in or let me know.
No call-ins.
No call-ins. No book for you.
But they can chat in the chat room.
They can chat in the chat room.
Fill those comments.
Okay. What we're going to do here today, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about blackjack, craps, and roulette. It could be poker, anything. I got my two comrades here. They're going to ask me questions, or I'm going to ask them questions. So we're going to get going here. So anybody got a question first off?
I want to know, what was that TV game show that used to use these really big cards? Was this a leftover deck from that high or low or whatever it was, right? High or low?
I can't remember.
Yeah. That's when we wish Chief was here. We wish the crack research team was here for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, where are we? I think he mentioned
No, he
it.
mentioned
Yeah,
it. He killed it.
See, he doesn't even
He's
listen to his
fired.
own
Yeah.
show that he produces.
Aaron's good.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day behind the boards for him.
Too much
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me ask you a question. I think I kind of know the answer to this. I don't know if Brett does. But what has made you an expert in this arena? You've written a book, a very successful book, giving some ideas and stuff. How did you get started in the gaming industry, and what got you to want to write a book and help others win money?
Well, I told that story. It was Time to Vegas. It was with Gypsy and you.
Right? That was a while ago, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. And I got invited on the show because Gypsy was a former dealer. And so they invited me on the show. I said, this is great. I'm going to promote my book. And maybe somebody say, hey, there's Richard. So actually, my uncle is the one who got me started. I was 12 years old. He took me to Del Mar Racetrack. And he told me to pick a horse. And I didn't know what I was doing. He went ahead, like a lot of people, they bet their age, 62. Actually, he was 26, but it came in 62, and he boxed it. And if you go on my show, 7 through 10 on Delatory 360 Entertainment, I got a lot of Go Live Vegas, Time to Vegas, Vegas Studios, a lot of those in there. But it's Delatory 360 Entertainment. You can see all my shows, and 7 through 10, I talk about horse racing. I did that for 9 years. So it's a lot of information. Anybody want to know about horse racing or learn about it, go on that show, Go Live Vegas, or go to my Delatory 360 Entertainment. You can see all those, and blackjack, craps, and roulette.
And you are certainly not exaggerating about that. Richard and I were speaking before we came on here, and he was just filling my brain with all types of horse racing insights. Richard, let me ask you this. To start, I guess you could say, your gambling journey on the track and then be able to be so successful and so knowledgeable going to the table, what do you think bridged that gap? Because obviously horse racing goes into something that's very sports betting oriented, and different avenues of gambling kind of depart away from that. What helped you connect the two?
Well, like I said, I did the horse racing. After that, every summer, I went to Del Mar with my uncle and maybe bet a horse. And then when I turned, I think it was, must have been 20, I think it was 21, 22, I got interested in blackjack. And I played that because I went to the casino. I was doing that, and I didn't do very well. And so what I did was, I said, I'm going to figure out how to play blackjack better. And I found out you can card count. So I got into that.
Oh, boy.
And that was some training. And you can go in my book, and I tell you how to card count, how to go to the procedure, and there's a way to card count. And so if you follow that, you will learn. You got at least 4 months training, and then go to the casino, go downtown where it's a $5 table. You get started, and you get better. It doesn't matter even if you get drunk, you can count cards, because I do it myself.
And I love the keynote about the $5 minimum there. That's kind of the novelty of Vegas. You know, if you want to learn gambling, go to the right place to learn gambling. Go to a table that the minimum alone won't break you.
Right.
Yeah.
What's kind of cool, being here at Unicon at the World Market Center, this is the heart of gambling, and with all the people that are visiting here, folks, I apologize for my voice. Do not adjust your volume. This is the right type of crowd for you to talk to and attract to. So this is a great opportunity for people to hear some great ways to go home successful. Let's put it that way. Would you not say?
Yes. What I suggest, like I said, you can get my book or other books, but I teach from the beginning and all the way till you expert. So that I devised this book like this because I had a lot of people when I was dealing here at the MGM Corporation, and then I went back to California. I dealed there for 16 years, and I got all these questions. How can the casino win? How can I don't win? And I tell them, you need to learn the game, put the percentage and ratios in your favor, and learn the math, because all these games they're math. That's what they are. So I can see you're going to ask me something.
No, I love the fact, because the one avenue of gambling that I do have a bit of a recollection with would be sports betting, and that's exactly it. It's about learning the methods and learning the science behind it. At the end of the day, you're handicapping and analyzing a team or a fighter or a player or a coach, but you're not betting that. You're betting a number, and that's what's so crucial. You're the overvaluing and undervaluing whatever side of the fence you're on of the line itself and the value that's found in the line, whether it be a money line price or just going against the spread when betting sports, that can't be stated enough. It's one of those things that is so important on the surface level, but it can't be diminished in terms of how much it means to the whole. And I think that would be, I'm not going to call myself an expert, but I'm doing it long enough and been around it long enough to where I know you have to bet the line.
Yes, that's in any sports.
Right.
You better do your homework, because you're putting your actual hard-earned dollar down. So that's what I say. And then, like in craps, you can do it in roulette too, but craps, in my book, I teach you how to hedge bet. Hedge bet is the greatest move in craps. If you bet, say you're a right better, there's a right better and a wrong better, pass line and a don't pass. They call the don't pass a wrong better. It's not a wrong better. You're playing with the house. But if you understand the ratios and the percentages of what you're playing and the bets you're making, it's a huge difference. Like I talk about on some of my shows, like if you get a set of dice, they're set up for 7. That's what they're set up for. So in each, there's 36 combinations. 6 of those, there's 6 of those 7s. So each one of those 7s has a percentage. It could be ace deuce or ace 6, and that is 2.7783333 to throw one of those 7s. So you add that up 6 times, it's 16.67%, and that's the highest percentage you can get in a set of dice. The lowest is either 12 or aces, and that's 2.78%. That's the lowest. That's why it's hard to come up. The lower it is, the percentage, the harder it is to come up on a set of dice.
Which is the best game for people to actually win a few dollars? Of all the games that are out there, what is the best chance for people to win something?
The big wheel. Nah, I'm kidding.
I like that game.
By the way, if you ever play that giant wheel, it says $1, $5.
That's the one I like.
$10, $20. Let me. You really, that's for fun. But if you're ever going to play that, I sat there one time with $2, and I played for about 7 minutes. What you do, because you need to look at the ratios, all the ones, then you have some 2s and 5s, 10s, and there's only 2 20s. What you do is you say you take, well, there's more 5s than there is 10s. So you put $1 onto one, and then you hedge bet against that, and you maybe bet a 5 or a 10, and a lot of times you'll get the dollar back, and you might hit a 5-10. You know what you do after that? You quit, and you're ahead.
My question is actually very much a follow-up to that. Aaron asked you, what is the best, basically the best, what's the best entryway to making money? My question would be, what's the best entryway in terms of dabbling in the world of gambling for the first time? If you have a complete novice, it doesn't matter if they're in Vegas or out of Indiana, right? If they come up to you and they ask, Richard, what should I do if I want to get in on the action, if I want to have some fun in the gambling circuit, what game are you recommending to them?
I say if you're going to play any game with you have no knowledge until you get that knowledge, if you know how to play poker, play video poker and max bet. That's what you say for fun. If you don't understand poker, that's the only video game I play is video poker. And the other thing about that is when you see that machine up there that says 97 payback, 98 payback, that's the life of the machine, not while you're sitting there.
Good point. Good point.
I have a silly question that came into the chat room. How much math does someone actually need to know to be successful? Seriously.
It's a good question.
No, because, there's a lot of levels in counting and everything else. You got to have some knowledge of statistics, I would think.
Right.
And, so talk about that.
Well, okay, that's the thing in blackjack. You should learn basic strategy first. Once you master that, you learn card counting. Once you learn card counting, you'll know the highs and lows of the cards. Now, I'm glad he brought that up because I'm going to do that right now, and I hope I get it right. I'm going to go ahead and pull out a deck of cards, and it is math. There's a percentage I show you in the book what number to start at and what number it ends at, what number gets rich at for 49. I got to put this down.
Yeah, you want me to hold it for you? Get a little play-by-play?
Okay. You can see it's in the book, Winning Ways. Okay, what I'm going to do is go ahead, cut the deck. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread them out. This is really hard because it's not a felt.
Right.
I didn't think they'd spread out.
Yeah, a little bit of little traction there.
Aaron,
right.
Go ahead and take, I don't care, 5 cards, 8 cards, 10 cards. I don't care. Let me hold that for now.
You got it.
Brett, take 5 cards, 8 cards. I don't care. Don't show them to me. Got them? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold that. What I'm going to do, since this is a single deck, the count starts at 45 and get rich at 49. I'm going to count these, and I'm going to tell you after how many 10s they each have.
All right.
Can we play Go Fish in the meantime?
Spades.
I see it, my thing.
Oh, he's ready.
So I don't know if you all can see this with the stuff in front of us, but literally he's just turning the cards over to see what is on the card. My fingers are too big to do it the way he's doing it so fast.
Okay, I think I got this right. You guys should, between both of you, you should have 4 10 value cards.
4 10 values, so
4
you mean
10,
the actual 10 cards?
10
or?
cards, 10, king, jack, queen. They're 10 value cards. Let me see if I got this right. I wish I had a felt. How many you got? 2?
Let's see. I thought I counted right. It looks like it's 4.
You got the 4?
It looks like it's 4. Yep.
And you don't have any. Can you show the camera?
Yep.
Show the camera.
I have a 9, 8, 3, and an
I thought you
ace.
took more cards.
I thought I did too, but
There it is. I counted a deck of cards. There's 4 10s. He's got them. I knew that. It's not a trick.
Whoops.
I guess a magician could use it as a magic trick.
Yeah, really. Now opening up on the strip.
I can see the billboard now.
Well, that's learning to count one deck.
Right.
You can count 2 decks, 6 decks, 8 decks. This count here would start at 45. 2 decks would be 41, get rich at 49. 6 decks start at 25, get rich at 49. And then 8 decks starts at 27 and get rich at 59. You'll learn how to card count. It's not that hard. As long as you can go 1, 2, minus 1, you can get it in my book. I teach you how to do this three-way offset counting, and you should be able to count a deck in 25 seconds. I do it in 23.
And I want to ask you this, Richard, and this is your personal opinion. Do you think the stigma that has long surrounded counting cards, do you think that in any way, shape, or form is going to kind of keep people at bay? Or do you think that's starting to change a little bit, especially with how more and more people are coming to Vegas and more people are stepping up to the table?
Card counting is not illegal. It's for a lot of casinos frown upon it.
Right.
They've already shown, especially in Atlantic City, they made more money on card counters, on card wannabes, than they have actual real professionals.
Wow.
Because they go and they see like this right here, they're going to go around and buy a book, and they're going to practice. You know what the problem is? They're going to practice for like a week, and they said, I'm ready.
And then they'll drop it.
Then they'll lose. It's proven statistically. I had on my episode 14 with Anthony Curtis. He came on my show. If you can go see that on Go Live Vegas or Del Roy 360 Entertainment, episode 14, you see me and Anthony Curtis talk about that.
Let's talk about counting. I'm just impressed he remembers what episode has what topic on it. I can't remember what I did this morning on any of our shows.
Especially with the day you've had.
Oh, my goodness. So it's impressive that you remember what shows you talk about what. But,
Can you see that?
don't forget to share, by the way, as I've done. I've reshared it to my post. What are you doing? Oh, there's a question in the chat room. I'm sorry.
We have the chat room.
My phone's over there.
Well, okay, so the question that came in, what does he mean start at 45 and get rich at 49? What does that mean?
Okay, on a single deck, that is the number you start at for a single. You start at 25. I did this on this episode hasn't aired yet. That one is episode 20. I think it might be 25.
That's why he's good at it. That right there.
Okay.
That's how he's a whiz.
I'm lucky I know what time it is right about now.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me get this out.
All right.
Okay. In a single deck, they call them small cards or face value cards. For every face value card, there are 110. So the ratio is 2 to 1. It's 2.25% by the time you count one deck. Okay, so when you're done counting at 25 and get rich at 49, there should be 4 small cards left. So once you get rid of those 4 small cards after 49, anything past it, especially if it gets to 56, something around there, the deck becomes rich in tens, and that's why people start betting more. But be careful about that, because once you start the swings, $5, and they're going, oh god, the count's high, $50, $200, they're going to know you're a card counter. I talk about in the book how not to do that.
And Richard, there's so much emphasis again, strategy, timing, judgment, many of the things that actually translate over to sports betting, which is what I know a little bit better. But I have to ask you this. In terms of the comparison, right? When people bet sports, I always say bet what you know. So how does it factor in that someone, let's say they've been on the craps table their whole life, because some people just get on the craps table and don't want to walk away. Would you tell them to continue doing that if it's working for them, or would you still encourage people to dabble somehow in some type of card game? Is there any type of strategy that you have in terms of how to make your gambling, plate a little bit more
fun,
a little more varied, right?
Yeah, well, okay, on craps, a lot of people are scared of craps. Craps is actually an easy game. Once you learn it, you don't have, believe me, you'll keep coming back,
and never walk away, right?
Well, you can win. I show you a way. There is a way to win a few bucks, and you can play the field. The roulette has somewhat the same parallel on that. 47.37 on the red and black, even and odd. That's what the percentage is in the long run. And the ratio is 20 for the casino, only 18 for you. On the crap table, it's 20 to 16 on the field bet. And I show in my videos how to do that. You bet $5 in the field. Say you want the banquet or something. Say you bet $5. Let's start with $5. You lose it. Say you win $5. If you lose, you pull that aside, or they take it. You place another $5. You only place what you lost. So say you lose that $5. Now you're in the whole $10. You bet $10, not 20, 10. So you bet another $10. You lose that. Now you're in the whole $20. You got to replace it. You can't wait. You have to keep betting and betting. $20, right? Now you win.
It's like a constant treading water. As long as you keep your head above surface, then you have an opportunity to actually get out of the drink.
You can get out of the hole. If you have a bankroll, you can actually do this, but you got to stick to exactly what I tell you. I show you this in the book, and you can't go, I lost $20, screw it, grab a bunch of chips and bam. You don't do that. It's not proper money management.
What I'd like to do, Richard, since Unicon has been kind enough to host Go Live Vegas mobile studios and all the shows, I would like to just make sure we continue to give them a pop and promotion. So, if it's okay with you, let's step aside for 30 seconds. Let's run the Unicon commercial to remind everybody where we are and what we're doing. So, full tilt with Richard and us. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Unicon coming October 1st to the 3rd, 2021. Las Vegas, and you're ready for 3 days of pop culture, comic, toys, games, food trucks, and sports. Unicon features a huge vendor floor, awesome panels, and your chance to meet incredible guest celebrities. So make sure you make plans October 1st to the 3rd, 2021. The Expo at the World Market Center. For more information, visit www.unicon.vegas. Unicon, fandoms united.
We're back.
We're back.
Okay.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
We're back here, Full Tilt Vegas. I got a question for Brett.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to know, since you're an expert than I am in sports betting. I dabble in a little bit, but I want to ask you.
Although he's 0 for 1 today, though.
Until this morning, it was like, yeah.
What would you tell the audience out there about if they ever want to get into sports betting? Let's start with football.
Yeah. I'd say, honestly, dabble in what you know, kind of like what I mentioned in the past segment. If you know a team, if you know the ramifications surrounding a game, that would be the game you bet on. Now, as you get more experience in actually betting it, you'll like what Richard was talking about in terms of money management, risk management. You'll understand when to jump on a line, when to stay away from a line. But the most important thing, once you get your handle on it, is then you start gauging the lines. That's why I would never recommend anyone who's an early bettor, a novice bettor, to go with parlays. I wouldn't even recommend doing multiple bets. Go with one simple, straight bet a football game. I recommend it doing against the spread. Look at key factors like the obviously the location of the game, who's the underdog and who's the favorite, and the key numbers such as 3, 6, 7 game differentials that football games often end on. And that's why looking at spreads like 3.5, 4.5, 7.5, those are often the fine line, and that's what becomes a determining factor often in a winning and losing bet. So go with the simple aspects like that. Don't bog yourself down with all the crazy analytics and all the crazy stats, because if you're following the game and studying the game that you want to bet, that's going to be there anyway. So focus instead on the line that the sports book or your mobile app is presenting to you.
Matter of fact, you do a show on Go Live Vegas
With the man to your left.
And tell the audience the day, time.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our Unsportsmanlike Conduct hosted by the Hall of Famer, the voice, Aaron Phillips, and myself. Call me a protege, if you will. But, I mean, hey, I'm doing everything I can to absorb like a sponge. But, no, absolutely. We love it. 8 to 9 Pacific time on the Go Live Vegas platform. Find us there in terms of the video streaming as well as the Go Live Vegas app for the audio feed. All of it's archived, so we actually get a lot of our viewership after the fact, which is great. So it kind of has that evergreen approach, and we're on weekly. So we're around just enough to cover all the main topics of the week. We dabble in sports. We go into pop culture, much of really what Unicon is kind of all about. And we touch into the gambling. Now that football season's underway, we do our weekly picks. So definitely a hardcore sports talk show that also likes to keep it light because, hey, me and Aaron, we're fun guys, right?
Yeah, we're fungus, all right. Anyway, I want to add one thing to his answer, if I may. Bet with your head,
bingo,
not your heart, because that's why I shouldn't say never, but if I were to take real money out of my pocket for sports betting, I will never lay money on the Giants. I will never lay money if the Yankees are involved, because I can't watch a game knowing with my heart I want my team to win. But if I place a bet that says opposite, now what do I do? Bottom line is just spend with your head. That makes sense, taking in everything into account.
And it goes both ways, if I could add one a follow-up to that, because often you get in the trap to where my team's terrible this year, I'm going to bet against them. You're often more critical of your team if you're a fan of them. You could be even hypercritical. There's been times I've looked at Giants lines, I've said, it should be twice as big as that in the recent years with the New York Giants because they've been struggling, and it winds up being a close game, and I realize I completely underestimated the Giants and overestimated their opponent simply because I am disenfranchised with how they're playing as of late. So I actually agree with Aaron completely, and I would also say just avoid it like the plague, again, unless it's a number that really sticks out to you, and then again, that's more head than heart anyway, and then your bases are covered. But again, that's a very important note. Avoid going with the soul.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough. And also, too, and again, everything you're talking about, any monies you're going to put down to have fun with, blackjack or roulette, whatever it is, folks, make sure you're not taking money off your table for groceries, mortgages, whatever. Just make sure it's money that you can have fun with, that if you end up donating to the house, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Because I will say this, as much as your knowledge is right on, Las Vegas in particular is not built on a ton of winners.
Exactly.
No.
Okay, so we have to understand
it wouldn't exist if everyone won.
Right, exactly. So just be smart with how much you're going to spend. Don't let it hurt the pocketbook in terms of your family needs. Have fun with it. Yeah, you can make some money if you know what you're doing and you follow Richard's, book. And then just bet with your head, not your heart. It's crazy.
And that's why I always say you shouldn't fear the house, you shouldn't fear the bookie, but you have to respect them. Go tomorrow, or even look at the game Saturday. Sure, there's going to be some ones that make you go, what the hell happened there? But across the board, a lot of those final outcomes in the NFL and college football, and that's just two of many examples, they're going to be damn near dead on the money. They really are. These bookies know what they're doing with the spreads. The lines are tight for a reason, so you just always have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I just say play with your recreational dollar. That's what you should be doing. But
well said.
Let me throw something here on craps. A lot of people don't like the proposition bets, like the hard ways, 6 and 8, 4 and 10. Stay away from proposition bets. It's about 17% for the house. If you ever play a hard number, stay away from 6 and 8 hard. It comes up too much soft. It comes up soft, Deuce 6, you'll lose it. Reverse, you'll lose it. Ace, A7, you'll lose that. But I always play a hard 4 and a hard 10. That's the best hard way, I think, to play, because it's only two ways to hit it. And that is 11.11%, and the 6 and 8 are 9.09%. So don't play the 6 and 8. I tell people do not play 6 and 8. It comes up too much soft. And the other thing on that, if you ever play one hard number, I say take a 4 or 10. What you do is if you play $1 and you win a hard 4, you get paid $7. It's 7 to 1. If you want to play the other numbers, play with your profit, not your pocket. So you can take $3 more and place it on the other hard ways. It's just 6, 8, and 10, and then you end up with a $4 profit. So if you're ever going to do that, play all the hard ways, I suggest you do it like that, and I explain all that in the book.
I love the way you phrase that too. You go basically. You also have to know, even in sports betting, taking it back to that category, it's difference between, like Richard just said, going out of your pocket, going up to the counter, making a bet on your mobile app, and then doing something where you're carrying over your winnings. There's a big difference, and that's why when you start developing a solid ROI, then it's a little bit easier to go into those parlay type of bets. Then it's easier to kind of go to one book here to bet a fight, another book here to go to basketball and football, because you're distributing your money, basically. Simply put,
you're hedge betting.
You're hedge betting, you're covering your bases, your checks and balances, and you're basically giving yourself a bit of a contingency plan and security policy.
Yes, that's the smartest move, just like the stock market.
Yeah.
Everybody diversifies at the stock market. Do the same thing as sports betting.
What's your reaction when somebody uses the following 2 words? Sure bet.
Oh, run. I have it in the back of my book. I tell you that. I tell you, gamble. This book that I devise is not a guarantee. Anybody that tells you can guarantee they can a bet or gambling, walk away. You can learn the percentage and ratios, but that's it. And you better study and be good at it. Now, I really love, because I did get in sports betting when I lived here for 5 years, just a little bit, and I thought it was fascinating. I met about 3 guys that did it for a living, and I was talking to them. Because they were interested in horse racing, and I was talking about horse racing, and then I was talking to them about their sports betting, and the guy knew the Toke guy, and they were going back and forth talking all this spread and this stuff, and I'm only going, that's pretty interesting. But they do it for a living, and there's people who do make money, and they're very quiet about it.
And it happens often when looking at the ponies, because it's much like people ask me, what is the sport to profit on the most consistent basis? What's the easiest sport to bet and make money on? Simply put, it's baseball, because you have so many games. And the way you can follow and handicap baseball ultimately all goes back to the pitching and the statistics. Yes. There aren't as many variables that you have in basketball and football and other elements like that, even fighting and golf. In baseball, it's a lot more of a simple approach that can be really demonstrated at any point in the day in the regular season. You have a slate of so many games, there's always that opportunity for profit because, like you said, there's more diversity.
Right. Well, I have a buddy, I can say his name, Gary. I'm not giving him his last name. And he's always bet the Dodgers. And I used to tell him, Gary, why are you betting 3 days in a row? You think they're going to win? And he would tell me the umpire in the back, his strike zone is further out than some of the other umpires. And I thought, really? What are you talking about? He says, because, call a strike. And if you look at the replay, you can see the box. Sometimes it's a little out, and the other umpires call it a strike. So he bets in finding out if that umpire is the umpire that day of the game.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about even before we came on. That's what makes the horses so tricky, because it's so hard to handicap an animal, because it's really sure, there may be patterns and habits, but not like what you see in a human, especially with officiating and umpires, where there's always going to be an error of judgment type of a concept attached to it, because we're dealing with humans who are imperfect.
Yes. You up?
No, I'm listening. No, I am. Oh, no. The thing is with information like this, you can get overwhelmed with information. So with all the topics and all that you cover in your book, start with which game would you suggest in that book when somebody opens up to start learning that technique before they go on to other games?
Blackjack.
And why? And let's go through that, because I know that was something you wanted to spend a lot of time on tonight, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I love craps. I should be playing more blackjack because I can count a 6 and 8 deck shoe. But something about craps. I can't get away from it. I love craps.
The thrill?
Because the thrill, the action, and I also do money management and hedge betting, which is the greatest move in craps. But blackjack, learn basic strategy. Stay away from single and double deck. You get too many stiff hands. That's 2 through 16. So you're probably going to bust. And now on a single deck, a lot of people say, well, I'm going to sit there and watch. If you get 6 players, even 5, and they shuffle all the cards out, and what happens? Oh, man, I can tell there's a lot of 10s left. Guess what? The dealer shuffles the deck because they only deal up to 5. You get one deal. I think it's 3, 4, 2 deals, and 1 and 2. It's up to 4. But they take the cards, and you don't have a chance to card count. But you get too many stiff hands. Play a 6-deck shoe. That's the best thing you can learn. Learn basic strategy, and then you can learn a card count. Now, once you learn the card count, you adjust your basic strategy because of the count.
That's fascinating to me, too, especially because you look at craps. Sure, you go somewhere back east, and you'll find guys, down in a basement rolling and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people across the country who play 21, college roommates.
Right.
It's a game that's kind of taught, much like poker. You learn it early, and if you have a group of buddies you could play it with, you're going to keep playing it. So I like the fact that you do emphasize blackjack. You don't shy away from craps, but you think that maybe, I don't know if accessible is the word, but blackjack may be a little bit more appealing overall. I'll ask you this in kind of a 180 to Aaron's question. What is one game, and you're an expert and you're a veteran, so it may be a little bit different for you, but if you're talking to a novice, what is one game that you would tell them to avoid like the plague if they're just starting out?
Regular slot machines. I would stay away from that. Roulette, I have devised a way to play roulette. What you do is you put the percentages in your favor, and so you got first, second, and third 12, or the columns. And then you go ahead and take 24 numbers, and the casino has only got 14. You spend a little bit more money, but it pays 2 to 1. On one of my segments, I think it's number 22, and I have won $800 in 20 minutes. But I'm putting the ratios in my favor to do it. I was playing $100 a shot. I wouldn't suggest you go do that. I suggest do it $5. But there are other games that are bad games. Now, 3-card poker is a great game. If you know poker, you should be able to pick up 3-card poker very fast, and that game is very addicting. I was here, I think, 2 weeks ago. No, last week I was here last week, and I hit straight flush, and I hit 3 regular flushes and 2 straights, and I hit multiple pairs. I think I was up 1,400. I went to the crap table and took them out for 2,000. That was a great day.
Yeah, you went to bed happy after that one.
Oh yeah.
Aaron, did you have something?
I'm just kind of the intrigue of being able to do all of this. Now, you started though your career as a dealer, right?
Well, yeah. I played. I
know you played, but you have not. But you literally have spent time on
dealing.
Both sides of the table.
Right. I was on both sides. I was a dealer here at the MGM Corporation.
And you mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. I had my back got really bad, so I went back to California. I ended up getting it fixed. I didn't come back, so I started doing all the parties in California. So I've been dealing there for 16 years. I deal all the games, all the carnival games, all these poker, even war. I've dealt war before too.
Do you think, and that actually leads me to my next question, do you think such a focus on whether it be Vegas or Atlantic City, Monte Carlo, the stereotypical places, do you think to a lot of newcomers and just people out there who aren't really aware of exactly what you've been talking about, do you think they often get in a bubble or a trap where they think, I'm not in Vegas or I'm nowhere near close. Why do I have any business gambling? That's not for me. I'm not even in proximity. Do you think that location has a lot to do with how willing people are to enter the gambling sphere?
If you understand the game, the ratios percentage, the game should stay the same. That has nothing to do with it. Usually it's the Indian casinos. Mm-hmm. They don't give you the full play of craps and blackjack.
Right.
They just don't do it. That's why the lobbyists, I think the Vegas ones, they pay politicians to not give them the full brunt of the game. So that's why they still come to the Mecca, Vegas. But no, if you understand the game, the percentage and ratios and the math, you should do well. But you got to practice.
I love how you mentioned that, too, because one of the biggest controversies when, Vegas was really trying to build a foundation and solidify itself as the legitimate gambling entity was the skimming off the top. Yeah. Like, that was a huge issue for a long time. I was young at the time when it happened, and right when I was growing up, it was starting to change because the corporations were buying out all the casino property.
Yeah, that's when Vegas mob owned it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
The mob? Are they still here? Anyway, do me a favor, Brett. Since our producer is lounging on the couch right now.
He's comfortable, isn't he?
And is nowhere near the control board.
Right.
Would you mind doing a reset and tell everybody where we are and what we're doing?
Absolutely. So we are live here at Unicon from the World Market Center on the Go Live Vegas network. We've been here all day yesterday, and we will be here tomorrow. What is Unicon? It's simple. It's a place where fans come to unite. It is a full smorgasbord, if you will, of fandom, everything from sports to comic books, professional wrestling, music, movies, entertainment, cards, collectibles, toys, everything. This is as appealing as it gets if you call yourself a fan. It doesn't matter what you're a fan of. If you are a fan, this is for you. And Unicon, establishing its presence here, great guests, great panels. I've had them here on the set. Aaron's been with them on the stage, and we've really been lucky to be a part of something that's so big and also just so reflective of how Vegas is. This is something that is so catered to Vegas, and I love it.
And as Scott Hosey, owner of Power Play Sports Collectibles, broke the news earlier this morning, Unicon will be back October of 2022.
That's good.
Date has not been announced, but they do know that it will be October 2022. So we want to thank all the vendors, all the participants. And the good thing is, I was talking with somebody earlier as I was roaming around, that some football team plays in town now.
Yeah, I think they're a few years. They've been here a few years, right?
Pretty
popular,
like
right?
And we were concerned because they are playing the Chargers
on Monday night, right?
But we didn't know that. We thought Sunday.
Ooh.
And if it was going to be Sunday, back east, it's a late game. For us, it's what time? 1 o'clock right in the middle of the afternoon.
Right.
But as you just mentioned, fortunately, it's on Monday. This event was originally scheduled for March. So at that time, the NFL schedule had not come out yet. So you're kind of rolling the dice, if you will, to get some dates without, conflict.
Yeah. Shot in the dark a bit.
Yeah. So Monday night, yes, we were actually talking about that. But I digress. Mark your calendars. Unicon will be back for year 2. This is the first year, and this 20,000 square foot floor is packed.
And we're not done. We still got a whole nother day tomorrow, so follow our coverage on Go Live Vegas. And if you're a Vegas local, get down here. For one, the property's incredible. The new Expo Center has really added a nice touch to the World Market Center that's always kind of been a foundation of downtown Vegas. But if you walk in here, it's a sight to behold. It looks like one of those ancient, catacomb cities underground.
Our producer, who is lounging right now, has something he'd like to yell.
He says next year we'll have to make Go Live Vegas a bigger stage.
Talk to some people. We'll see what'll happen.
I already fed him all day. Coffee, don't. I already fed him.
Although I gotta say, Richard, because I follow your show on the Go Live Vegas platform, but seeing this live, I love the aesthetic. I love everything from the table layout.
Are all those chips single chips that you stacked up, or are they glued together?
No, they're my chips.
No, making them rain.
But are they all singles?
They're singles.
So if they fall over, we're in trouble.
Look at the red right here. They're wobbling. They're wobbling.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. But sometimes you would glue them together. Sometimes to stack them. That's why I was just wondering.
Right. I actually use it because I do parties sometimes at my home, and I use all these chips. I got tons of chips. I want to talk. I've got a lot of questions on I think it was episode 6. Talk about Keno, blackjack, roulette, slot machines.
Was bingo in that conversation?
No, I didn't. No, bingo.
I want an episode on bingo.
Bingo, yeah. Well, there it is. Bullet bingo. I got a lot of questions. A lot of people always ask me about slot machines. Are they fixed? No. They're run by random generators. It has a motherboard with a chip. That chip is the same chip as on the gaming control board. But that motherboard, the random generator is running 24/7. People think, let me play this machine. And when they start playing, when they hit something or don't hit something, they're mad because they didn't win or they just won. You could be staying there talking to somebody. There's 10 machines. You could be talking to somebody, and those machines could be hitting the jackpot or bonuses, and you would never know because it already hit and you weren't playing. You have to play the machine when the random generator is going to hit that series, which is 1,000 series per second. So if a waitress comes up and you're playing, constantly playing, and you stop and you light a cigarette or you ask, let me have rum and Coke,
right,
and then bring me, boom, you might have just missed the jackpot.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the slot machines work. Go to AmericanGaming.com and you'll find out everything about slot machines and how they work.
Let me ask you
that
about...
That takes the fun away.
Yeah, right, exactly. Let me ask you about Keno. I've noticed a lot in my age group that Keno seems to be like, and maybe this is me, it's taking on a lot of traction in terms of popularity, and you even reacted there when I brought it up. What are your thoughts on Keno? Do you advise people to stay away from it? Do you advise people to be cautious? What do you believe? What do you believe is the the MO truly on the game of Keno?
Okay, I've explained this 4 or 5 times on my episodes, especially 6. I did explain it on 6, and I think it was with Cliff on. I think it was 15. Okay. Remember, okay, most people we all want to win 100,000, 50. We all want to do that. Most people play 8 numbers, 10 numbers. The average hit on 10 numbers, you're going to hit 2. That's the average, 2 numbers out of 10. They got it backwards. They play a lot of numbers, a little bit of money. It's the other way around. Less numbers, more money, taking multiples. And I told them on my show, 3, 11, and 21. Those are my numbers. I play those numbers. I never change them, but I play it 5 times, 10 times. So it pays $42. If I hit it 10 times, I make $420. I've done that quite a bit. So take 3 numbers and keep those numbers. Just try it and keep those numbers and play $1 or $2, whatever your recreational dollar allows you. And when you hit it, you're going to hit it multiple times. So if it's 25 cents, and you do $1, that's 4 times. So you less numbers, more money. You'll make more money doing that. You could also take the 3 numbers, and you can bet if you want $1, and that pays $42 for $1, and you can play the game 20 times. Play the game 20 times and walk away and come back in about 3 hours and see if you won for $1. You have that much entertainment for $1.
I have a question regarding, because that's a very interesting point you brought up about Keno. In terms of the high rollers, right? Obviously, there's a lot of different scenarios and factors that play into that. Is there any common denominator you find between them? It's basically this person is a profitable gambler and this person is not. Is there a clear thread? And obviously, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. You talk about it in your book. You talk about it on this very show. But are there always like these key bullet points that you kind of notice just as an expert? He isn't doing it right. She is. She's way off. He is. Are there any like key points that you immediately can just tell?
I see it all the time. Blackjack, they hit. Statistically, they've done it mathematically. It doesn't. A lot of people get all pissed off because, oh man, look at, he's got a stiff hand, 15, and she took a hit. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with that. Sometimes it will actually help you. So you can go on episode 14. Me and Anthony Curtis talk about that. Yes, there's a lot of like I said, bad bets and craps are the hard 6 and 8 because it comes up too much soft. You have to hit it 4 and 4 and not 5 and 3. The other bad bets are proposition bets, horn bets. Now, I do talk about 12 and 11. A lot of people like betting boxcars. It's actually called 12. 12 and ace is the same percentage, 2.78%. But a lot of people just like the 12. So if you ever play that on a 2 table, a 2 format, there's a 2 format and a 4 format. It's 4 to the bet and 2 to the bet. So you're either going to get $29 or $30. A lot of the 4 formats are on the strip. You can try to find a 2 format downtown. Now, what I suggest what you do, if you ever play 12, if you play denomination $1, if you play $1, if you lose, bet another $1. If you lose that, bet another $1. You can do that on a 2 table 30 times. Try to hit it within 30 times and beat them. You probably will beat them hitting that. Once you go over 31, the 31st and you win, you lost because you went over 30. So that's the way to play, and that's using money management.
And that it seems like that's the common theme here, money management. It all goes back to that. And it's so fascinating to me how something that's been around essentially for so long and it is so ingrained into the culture of this very town, it still seems like every time you hear about it from someone who's knowledgeable like yourself, you learn something new. And I feel like it's one of those things that's always evolving, but also kind of has always been the same, because if you know those key bullet points, those have kind of always been there and stood the test of time. It's the surrounding factors that have changed. And that's why I think if you know how to gauge those like you do, as someone who's been covering it now and been involved in it for a number of years, it's a little bit more easier to kind of pick those things out with a comb.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of people they just don't understand the game. It's all math. They have to do your homework. You can pick up my book. You can Kindle, Google Play, or you can get the hard copy. You got a question, Aaron?
What's your website?
Delatory 360 Entertainment.
I just want to let our producer know I had to reboot my chat, so I can't see any questions. So I don't know if that person can resend it, or if you can yell it out to us, we'll repeat it.
He is looking awfully comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, you can see all my episodes on there. Delatory 360 Entertainment. I think I'm up to 20. I've done 23 should have been aired, but I think he aired 24 on accident. 23 is Girls Night Out. My daughter's on there and her friend Marissa, and they talk about Vegas and what they did the night before and what they've done in the past. It was real interesting. Go to Delatory 360 Entertainment and watch episode 23.
20. I still am amazed that he knows what episode he.
Oh, I love it. It goes to show why he's as good as what he does with the numbers and tracking all this, because he knows his episodes and his guests by as if it's like a Rolodex in his head. I love it.
All right, here's a question I got through here. Is it illegal to cheat at a casino, or is it just that you get the boot or blacklisted?
No, don't cheat. Actually, the first time. Most casinos, you do go to jail for 5 years because this is their lifeblood, the gambling. So they can't have people cheating. Now, if you get county cards and they boot you out and you come back and they find out you're doing, they'll take a digital print of your iris. And they'll log you everywhere. You'll end up going in the Book of Griffin. Once you go into that book, you're blacklisted as blackjack on this entire planet. So you don't want to get caught. Keep it to yourself. Don't even tell your best friend that you can card count or your cousin, because that's what happened to me, and it came back to bite me. I was standing behind him, counting for him. He won 9 hands in a row. The 10th hand he lost, and he yelled out and looked back at me. He says, "That card counting don't work." And oh my God, the dealer looked at me, and I go, "I gotta go," and I took off.
Dust behind you.
I was gonna say, how fast did you get out?
Right. And it's funny too, because there's the constant stereotype of people getting out of line in Vegas and going home with busted kneecaps and all that. I'm gonna be honest, Richard. What you just described is way scarier, because that's something that kind of is reflective of the modern day surveillance, ongoing conversation regarding security, and just tracking people essentially. So forget about the physical harm that that's been long believed that's going to happen to you. They're going to have you on file to where you'll never be able to do anything in this town. So I think you hit it on the head right there, and I love the fact that you were specific with the book itself and how that process were to go down for people who do that.
There was a gentleman on one of the earlier shows here that is still listed, one of the 37 names that are still in that book. So to protect my innocence and my life, I will not mention that individual's name.
You don't have to cheat, especially if you know how to hedge bet. You know how to hedge bet. Trust me, it's the greatest move in craps. My son on his 21st birthday, he came and he started with $200. He walked away with $1,400. But the beginning was horrible. Without hedge betting, we would have went to the ATM. Everyone on the table, we saw them all leaving or went to the ATM and came back. We stuck around with our little bit of money because I wanted him not to lose, but to win on his 21st birthday, just like my daughter. She showed up, and that episode's on 23, and they talk about they showed up with $40 between them. And we went to the MGM. They started out. I told them, "Hey, this table's on fire." I started with 400. I got it up to 2,000 when they got there, and we played. And I actually got it up to 4,600. And then I took some really big bets because the table's on fire. I lost $600 3 times in a row. Boom, 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 and I quit. I said, "That's it. I'm done." But you can do this, but. You really need to practice and study and know the math. The biggest key in gambling is understanding the game, the percentage and ratios, what the percentages are against you and what they are in the casino. It's a huge difference. And I tell you all those percentages and ratios in this book.
Part of winning is knowing when to walk away, isn't it?
Right.
Yes, yes. There was a gentleman years ago. I was at the Hilton, and I've seen big players before, but he's probably, when I was playing, we were all playing, I was playing green. Everybody else was playing black because I don't get into the casino. I start out with green, and I push myself up to black if I can get there. There was a gentleman walked up to the table, threw his card down because you can get rated too. If you ever want to get free tickets, limo, airline tickets, you can go to any casino and leave front money. It's called a marker. You can leave $5,000, walk away. You'll probably get flyers in the mail. They want to fly you to Vegas. They'll have a limousine. They'll even get a free room because it's not their money. It's front money. And anyway, the guy walked up and he threw his card down and says, "Give me 20 grand." I went, "What?" And so me and this guy looked at each other. And they stopped the game, and I go, "This is going to be interesting." They stopped the game. They gave him one stack of black and all purple. This table was on fire. This guy made probably in, I'd say, 40 minutes, he made $80,000 with his $20,000. Now, the mistake he made, he was on fire. He got on his phone. He backed up. He was talking to somebody. And I've said this before, but I'm not going to say it on this show. So he 7 out. He came back up, and he bet again. He lost, and he got pissed off. He was tripling and quadrupling his bets. That's the biggest mistake, is chasing profits. He ended up losing the $80,000 plus the $20,000. He should have took 10% of his winnings, put the $20,000 back in his marker, and played with that. That's what he should have done.
And one more question for you really quick here. It's almost, you talk about a slippery slope in terms of gambling with a group. In one side of it, it could be the angel on your shoulder, and the other side of things, it could be the devil on your shoulder. What would you advise in terms of people? Because obviously on the tourism side of things, they often flock together in a pack. What do you recommend to someone, whether they're an experienced gambler or a novice gambler? How would you gauge gambling within a group of people, even if you're doing your own thing, but you are surrounded by that group of people?
Well, that happened to me all the time. I go to Circa a lot, but there's some next to me. They're making bad bets, and I just tell them, "Hey, do this, do that, take these odds, don't do that," and they start listening to me because they see my chips. That's when they really listen to me. They see my chips, and I've helped a lot of people, and I give my card to them. I say, "Get my book and learn all the games and money management strategy, and you'll do a lot better playing craps because there's a lot of bad bets." And also, I meet people that walk up to the table and start yelling out, "Oh, I know this game," and they start plopping. I mean, $200-300 a shot. That's the worst thing you can do. You got to control the way you gamble and use only your recreational dollar.
If it's okay with you, I think we have about 7 minutes left, and it is your show. I'd like to invite somebody to come up and join us as we close up your show. We want to do a little recap of what's gone on with Unicon.
Okay.
Props to all the shows. So at this time, let us welcome up one half of the organizer team, gentleman that we've met numerously throughout the weekend. His name is Scott Hosey.
Yeah, our little recap sessions, I think, are going to go viral here shortly.
That's okay. Everything's going viral.
I'm happy with it. No, that wasn't a bad thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Scott's going to join us here. Make sure that mic is hot next to you.
In fact, I'll hand him this one.
There you go. By the way, have you guys met before?
Negative.
Scott, Richard,
Military.
Scott Hosey.
So I appreciate you allowing us to do
I just
this.
want to know how to win.
Get my book.
There you go.
Oh, see, it was
Bravo.
a softball hit.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Take it
ladies.
out of here.
Thank you, ladies and
Knock
gentlemen,
it out
for
of the
watching.
park. Right.
So we wanted to use this time because, quite frankly, it makes it a little bit easier for Aaron to stop your show and then bring us up again.
No problem.
Well, thank you for coming to Unicon and being part of this. It's a wonderful event, I think, and I think the people who are coming through the door still buying tickets, and we close in 10 minutes. They've had a great time.
Yeah, you can tell. The energy's there.
Absolutely. The energy here today has been tremendous. So let's give a little bit of a recap overall of today. Some hot points for today that you want to mention? Tomorrow, last day, what's coming up tomorrow?
Huge day. We had lines, 350, 400 people, pretty much for 2 to 3 hours solid. I want to appreciate shout out of appreciation to all the vendors, all the people coming in, every guest for TCA that you had up here. You had Lisa Marie, you had I brought you a litany.
Sledge. We had Jimmy the Mouth of the South
Yes.
early.
To kick
And
things
then you
off,
had
yep.
Twin Brothers here. You had your show, sir. Thank you for coming here and doing your shows and making it a possibility for the remote to be here. Go live. Thank you very much. As for the show, we had a huge turnout, autograph guest-wise. Shout out to all our celebrities, our voice actors, our cosplayers. Personal shout out to Derek England, former Golden Knight, Mr. October 1, first captain in my opinion. We also had from the Raiders, we had Damon Arnett, which I had to walk by and say, go blue. It was Ohio State. Yeah, and he had an Ohio State shirt on.
Right.
And then we had Corey Littleton, and then the big man right
Yes,
now,
sir.
Max Crosby.
Mad Max.
He was here. Tomorrow, you need to be here. UFC future Hall of Famer, former world champion, Misha Tate, and her husband, Johnny Nunez, will be signing autographs here at the show. Misha does not do a lot of autograph sessions.
No.
So if you are a UFC fan, you need to be here at Unicon at the World Market Center.
Right. No, absolutely. And in terms of the set here for our constant Go Live Vegas feed that you've been tuning into all throughout yesterday, all throughout today, we'll be back in action tomorrow, kicking things off with Colt Cabana. So we're really excited about that. And we're absolutely stoked.
Who's that? Your first session?
Yes, and in terms of on the set here.
Yes.
Oh. And then
We are?
And then earlier today, we covered the whole gambit. We had the Sarlacc Digest podcast on. Great Star Wars talk.
Star Wars.
We had a great presentation of the Star Wars.
Disney princesses walking by.
Absolutely.
Disney.
Great cosplay.
Oh, and the Beast.
Yeah. We had the Star Wars miniatures and figures display. We had a comparison of all the happenings in Star Trek and the Starfleet, and a modern day comparison to the military of the United States and the naval and air forces. So all kinds of stuff. We had a comic book writer and artist who is really kind of carving ground in terms of cannabis related advocacy and content. He has a whole line of comic books themed. Their heroes are themed, their villains are themed, all marijuana based, all running in line with the growing conversation advocacy surrounding it. So we really had a full plate here, and we're going to have it tomorrow as well. Artists, entertainers, athletes. We can't wait, man.
It's a unified convention. All
Absolutely.
the cons, sports, toys, e-gaming, comics, cosplay, pro wrestling. And tomorrow, 11 to 5, VIPs can come in at 10. So if you are a VIP, get here. I would highly recommend, if you're coming just for a one-day pass, get here about 9 o'clock, because that line was literally all the way down the center today.
Video tournament tomorrow and the finals of the cosplay.
Yep.
Right.
I think I'm actually hosting that.
Yeah,
with,
you're
with
going to be on the
Megan.
stage with that, I believe.
I will
So, yeah,
also be on the stage
lot
with
going
hopefully
on.
Kevin Nash tomorrow afternoon. It's scheduled. I don't even have my schedule in front of me, but today we did Pokemon. We did more Star Wars stuff. Pokemon was just starting to come out as my kids were heading out. So
Yeah.
That was good for your pocketbook.
Oh my goodness gracious! So it's been a learning experience. But listen, we got a full day tomorrow, and that's what's really exciting. Is that we mentioned earlier, Unicon 2022 will be on this calendar for October.
Same time next year.
Mark it on your calendars now.
And I love it, too, because it's exactly as Scott just said. This is a place for fandom. Like, I don't know if this place doesn't have anything. Like, it has something for every clientele, every walk of life. There's no way you could come in here and walk around and not be entertained and feel tempted to go up to these vendors and have those type of interactions, as well as with the fellow fans. It really is something
One
special.
of the most popular booths, surprisingly to me, because I'm not into it, but one of our co-sponsors did. He got a tattoo, a full-length tattoo. We have a full tattoo.
It was incredible. I saw it.
They are doing. There's like a 20 by 20 booth. You can even get a tattoo here.
You saw it, right? It's incredible. The Lord of the Rings art with
Did
the
you get a tattoo
the sword.
somewhere and you told me?
No, I saw it. I'm also like partial because I'm a fan of this particular franchise.
But I
the
gotta
tattoo is nice.
But I know. Yeah, Richard filmed some of the panel that I was up this morning. He's been here all day just kind of soaking the whole thing in.
You have to.
But I have to give a little context to what we just saw off to the side with the reaction to the tattoo. So, that let's just say that my co-host during that 5 p.m. wrestling thing had a lot more to do than he expected. Is that a politically correct way to help you out there? Yes. Basically, the other guy just kind of shirked his responsibility about getting a tattoo for 4 hours, but it is what it is.
Okay, so maybe I got a little too worked up about it then. Yeah, at the expense of our fellow Unicon brethren, I apologize. That being said, the tattoo's awesome, but like I said, everything's awesome here.
Listen, go ahead, Scott.
A shout out to all our sponsors too. Findlay Mazda, we have Garth, we have Brandon here representing Findlay and the Mazda dealership. You could even buy a car here, but they are here, and I can tell you this. If it wasn't for those two helping me with all the running, all the stuff, I don't know what I couldn't do. Wife Amy, my entire staff, Terry, my work wife, I call her. Thank you to all my staff, all the Rogue Toys and Unicon staff that Steve Johnson, my partner, and Rob Radcliffe, man, it's been a long day. They brought in. Thank you to them. It's been wonderful. We've had all the help we could possibly have. We still need more, but it was definitely out of the gate better expectations than I ever thought. And I thought we had enough staff, but we really didn't.
And you and Steve really do, I just have to throw this out there, do a wonderful job of facilitating when you can. You guys are running around all over the place, damn near frantic, and yet every time when me and Aaron need something, we need a tidbit of information to add some clarity to make our jobs easier to help you guys out, it's there. So the fact that you can oversee this while also being a part of the operation, you deserve a lot of credit, Scott.
And you two here have been wonderful in the sense of I threw you to the wolves in the sense of
bring it
all
on.
day, all night, jumping into different panels, I even threw you a couple curveballs.
But I handled them.
But you handled it as a professional because you have a brand you're promoting.
Thank you.
And Aaron does have
That's
a book.
the theme of the day.
All right, listen. We totally hijacked the tail end of Richard's show, and we appreciate that. So
thank you. Run long.
What
Enjoy. Thank you for coming.
Thank
and
you,
enjoying
Scott.
our
I'll be
event.
back
So-
next
And thank
year.
you, Richard, for having us. This was a
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting hour.
So
very
what
enlightening.
I want you to do is we are relinquishing your show back, and now that your time is up, do your thing to close us out.
All right, I want to thank you here. I want to thank Aaron, Go Live Vegas, bringing this, all the shows. I just say get my book, learn how to play the games, use math, because they're all math, and let's go make some money. So we'll see you next week on Full Tilt Vegas, on Go Live Vegas. So we'll see you then. You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye. And again, thank you, Richard. Great hour of gambling talk. I'm happy I was here for it. You guys take care.